Welcome to We Connect. We're here in Mumbai to connect with Peter Kronschnabl, who is the president of BMW here in India. Thank you very much for having us. Now, when BMW first decided to set up shop in this country, did the company expect to get the response that it has actually received?
Actually, no. We set up the project in, that was summer 2004. Then it took us about 2.5 years in order to set up the shop in Chennai, etc. Also to get the internal approvals, because the project needed to get approved by the board of management of BMW.
Right.
Then as well, we needed to get approval in India to set up a company in India, etc. And obviously we made in 2004 our business plan. But taking the results of the calendar year 2009 in account, we are far ahead of our business plan.
Right. But why India in the first place, I wonder? I mean, the whole world is there, and why choose this particular country?
Well, obviously, at that point of time, I was heading market development at BMW. So we always look for potentials. And when you look for potentials, you need to create visions. Because obviously, when you go into a market and the market is already developed, it might be too late. So for us in 2004, it was the right moment in order to start working on an Indian strategy.
Right. You don't think even that was too late, Peter, because you already had some of the big car companies already in this country. So do you think you got off the blocks a little later than the other guys?
No, it was the right time. Because also in 2001, or as of 2001, it was only possible to invest in 100% subsidiary when you do manufacturing. So for us, in an important market globally, we always want to be 100%. And therefore, for us, 2004 was the right moment. And seeing now, 6 years later, or looking at that, what we did over the last couple of years, I just can reconfirm it was the right strategy, it was the right moment to invest into the market. And you can see, within 3 years, we became the #1 in the Indian luxury market.
Right. What about the fact that the BMW was already being brought into this country? You know, people were importing the car itself. So did that play any role at all, considering you were a marketing person? Was that a factor at all that you considered?
Well, it created awareness,
Okay.
so product awareness and brand awareness, but it didn't create, I would say, potential. Because on the other hand, a directly imported car at that point of time, and we had 2 small importers, and they sold about 80 to 100 cars a year in India. So, and because of the whole importing process, if it's not structured, you can't exploit the market potential.
It was rather complicated, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was more complicated, obviously. And when you establish yourself properly in a market, you have a proper process. And at the end of the day, the customer goes to a showroom and gets his car out of a showroom.
Right. Now, you, of course, set up your plant just outside of Chennai city. I need to ask, how did BMW hone in on Chennai itself? It is the auto capital, of course, but was that the reason, or why?
Well, in 2004, there were different project teams in the entire project, and I was the entire project manager for the BMW investment in India. We evaluated different locations. One was Chennai, another one was Kerala, another one was the Delhi area, and the fourth one was Maharashtra. And for BMW, it was quite clear at an early stage that Chennai is a perfect location for the BMW business, out of various reasons. Among them, there are skilled labor, because of the other manufacturers available, a very, I would say, investment-friendly policy of the Tamil Nadu government, and the third was an ideal location to set up our plant, which was the Mahindra World City Business Park.
Right. But you have your headquarters in Delhi, and you have your manufacturing, your assembly plant in Chennai. So is that a little difficult to handle, from a company's point of view?
I can even increase your complexity, and we have
please go ahead.
and we have our national parts warehouse in Bombay.
Yes, indeed.
So we have a triangle. So call it the BMW triangle of business. I would say no, because the headquarters of BMW has to be there where the biggest sales potential is. That's in the north. The production has to be there where production can be facilitated the easiest. That is for us Chennai. And the parts warehouse is there where it's easy to go in the entire country.
Right.
That's actually when you're in the center of the country.
Right.
And Mumbai, because some parts are also flown in by air freight, so obviously Mumbai has excellent connections to Germany,
Right.
where our headquarter is.
Right, of course. But of course, Chennai also has a super port as well. So does that play any role at all?
For the spare parts business?
Yes. I mean, even for your assembly itself,
Well,
for the assembly plant, would that have been one of the main reasons probably as well?
Yes, indeed. I didn't name all the reasons,
right.
but yes, indeed. The harbor and the process, well-established harbor, played an important role as well. And obviously you have a harbor there, and it's just 40 kilometers
Absolutely.
or 1.5 hours drive away from the plant, because we import many parts for the assembly business. But for the headquarters, it was also important, among a part of the sales potential, the network. And Delhi is the capital in the country, and so you can establish as well a very good network within the fraternity.
Right. Now, of course, you've just launched another very special car. Do you expect this car to do as well as the others? I mean, I'm sure you've given it a lot of thought, but do you think it has the potential in this market?
Oh, yes, indeed. I mean, the predecessor of this car was the most important model for BMW in the country. But I'm very much convinced with the new 5 Series, and it's a stunning car, this car will not only be the most important car for BMW internally, but also the true leader in its segment.
It's a very expensive car, and I know that BMW caters to this luxury market. Do you believe that India has the potential for this luxury market?
Yes, I do believe, because when you see...
How can you say that, Peter?
Well, we came into the country in 2007. In the first year, we sold 1,387 cars in the entire calendar year 2007. In the first 3 months of 2010, we sold 1,314 cars to customers. So I think that's the answer to your question.
Yes, I can't argue with that one, I'm afraid. No, I'll have to take that question back, actually. In terms of, the fact is that at the moment you are assembling outside of Chennai, our city, but any possibility, is there any distant plan in the distant future, perhaps, of actually manufacturing the BMW in this country?
No, not so far. I mean, first of all, production follows always the market. As long as our volumes are at such low level, and I'm not talking about 3, 4, 5,000 cars. I mean, even if it's 10,000 cars or 15,000 cars, this would never justify a full production. So therefore, at this point of time, we don't have any plans for a full-scale production in India.
Right. I'd like you to hold on with us for just a moment. We'll take a very short break and get right back with you on Reconnect.